Hey everyone, welcome to the C&J Art Adventure and Family channel. So in this video, I wanted to talk about Thanksgiving in Argentina and specifically my Thanksgiving here in Argentina. And of course, it doesn't exist here. Thanksgiving is not a thing. So I have tried to celebrate it with friends and family for years now, but for them, it's just another dinner. Like, I'll make a fancy dinner for my husband and stepson, and for them, it's like, oh, she's putting in more effort this time for this particular dinner, but it doesn't have that same meaning for them. And so it's always been a bit disappointing. So when my aunt and uncle came here recently, back in November, I considered this my first Thanksgiving and a real Thanksgiving here in Argentina. You know, people who actually understand what Thanksgiving means and all that. And they were here for just a short while. They were doing a tour of South America. Like, they went to visit Brazil, and then they would go on to see Chile and so on. And they've been slowly traveling around the world. You know, they're truly enjoying their retirement. But anyway, this is the first time anyone from my family has come to visit me down in Argentina. You know, it's just such a long trip and a very expensive trip. In other words, their visit here was very special for me, not only because it was the first time and perhaps only time I would see relatives here visit me in South America, but also it would be the first time my husband would be able to meet any of my relatives. And these were the same relatives, if you followed any of my Richie videos, who drove up to Reno one time just to deliver my brother's typewriter. And I remember how much that meant to him. So right now, this area you see is Palermo, Soho. And we were just killing time before dinner. So I was taking them closer to Plaza Serrano to see what kind of shopping there was there, because they have a good mix of outlets and more expensive stores, but most of it pretty good quality, which I knew they would be looking for. You know, like, there are cheaper places in the city, but the quality is not as good. Also, they had my favorite ice cream place there, Rapa Nui. So I thought that would be a good place to kill a bit of time, get some ice cream, some snacks, and all that. And this place we're going to, El Topo, is pretty famous here in Argentina. So we all got a few things. They got churros and an apple strudel, and I got a bolita for my husband and nothing for myself. But now I kind of wish I'd tried something, because I've been here twice now, but I have yet to try any of their pastries. But at the time, I remember thinking, I'm saving my appetite for Rapa Nui because I don't get to go there very often, and it's my favorite ice cream place here in the city. There's a lot of really great ice cream places here, heladerías, but I just love the atmosphere and the patio in the back, and so it's just a really nice place to hang out. I really like this part of the city. It's always fun to wander around and window shop in. And I remember it also has some really good bookstores, really great cafes, and it's also the place where I got my wedding dress from. I found it in an outlet where they had a 2-for-1 offer. So I got my wedding dress and the party dress afterwards. And it was remarkably cheap. But yeah, it's a really nice area, one of my favorites in the city. So here's some photos of Evita and Juan Domingo Peron. Up there is Evo Morales. That guy, I think, is from Venezuela. closer to Evita. Whoa, I haven't seen a $2 peso bill in ages. Oh my god. I know most everyone here is probably familiar with Evita Peron because of the musical, but you might not know exactly what Peronism is. So, in short, it is Argentina's Labor Party, but various Peronist presidents have implemented Peronism in various seemingly contradictory ways. So it falls under a big umbrella, and many things can be considered Peronism. But in short, again, it is the political party for the working class and the poor. And one thing I have learned by living here in Argentina all these years is that while racism here is not really a thing, classism is. I would say there is a lot of hatred between the rich and the poor. And Juan Domingo Peron, when he took office, he raised the minimum wage and he implemented paid holidays, and together with his wife they created schools, hospitals, and housing for the poor. Because Evita was from a working class background, I think she was illegitimate, and so when she came to power with her husband, she made sure to give back to the poor. And she was also very charismatic, and so a lot of people loved her, and a lot of people really, really hated her as well because of what they were doing. Honestly, I feel like the rich, if they could do away with the entire working class here, they would, except for a few people who would clean their houses, especially their toilets, and cook their food for them. Yeah, the classism here is pretty extreme, and they will try to disguise it as hatred for corruption. Like, according to newspapers like Clarín or La Nación, which are owned by some of the richest families here in Argentina, by the way, Peronism equals corruption. And a lot of people voted against Peronism in the last election because of that idea that, if you elected another Peronist politician, you would get more corruption, which is very ironic considering what has happened since the election. But anyway, here's Evita again. Look at that. Tienda Peronista. It's pretty cool. Montoneros. That one is pretty cool. Whoa, look at those jackets. There's one with Are these jackets? No, they're robes. With Maradona. No idea who that is. Carlos Cadero. Evita. Tiny postcards. Matchbooks. That's quite the image. I love that. And that. Dios es peronista.
Nag-ano si Evita, sinaki niya naman ni
They have both, but they teach their kids first Guarani and then Spanish.
Wow.
But now, okay, before it was Tagalog as the national language and Spanish, right?
Yeah.
So now it got mixed up.
They got integrated.
When the Spaniards lost, the Americans came.
And they put up with the official
Now we
English.
had a different language, so now we're English. So now we learn English. So
Yeah.
now if you listen, now
So they don't learn Tagalog at school?
they do
Okay.
because
They
they
still
speak
do.
it. They speak when we speak. We say when they converse, we speak Tagalog.
So that was our Thanksgiving, which in reality happened a week before Thanksgiving, but since we don't celebrate at all here, I just considered that our Thanksgiving. And my husband was also asking them about Tagalog because he's really fascinated with languages and word meanings and word origins. And so he has been really fascinated between the similarities between Spanish and Tagalog. And after that, we went back to their hotel to drop them off, and we took a few last photos. And they gave us some gifts that they had brought over with them, like some candy and something for my stepson. And we showed those gifts to him the next day, and he really loved the candy, and he really loved the little toy plane as well. So it was a really nice visit all in all, and it just makes me think that, like, my dream is to go back to the US at least every other year, at the very least, if not every year. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like and consider subscribing. And if you would like to support this channel, there is a Buy Me Coffee link down below, and hope to see you next time. Ciao!